This is a place to better yourself, a dream that everybody should have that.
He's not your typical boxing student, but don't tell that to Sharky here. You won't want to miss this inspirational story tonight.
And I have you covered from coast to coast, the latest on Hurricane Dorian and the wet weather pattern that's heading towards the inland northwest.
I'm only concerned about the safety.
Business owners have been sounding the alarm for months now that the STA bus stops along East Sprague are dangerous. Well, tonight we've learned changes could be in the works. You are taking a live look at the Florida coast courtesy of Earth Cams tonight. Dorian has strengthened from a Category 2 back to a Category 3 tonight as it makes its way up the southeastern coast. It is expected to bring intense winds and flooding. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off tonight. The Bahamian Prime Minister says the death toll from Hurricane Dorian has risen to 20 and that number is expected to rise. Let's get straight to KREM 2 meteorologist Thomas Patrick for an update on Dorian's forecasted path. Thomas.
Yeah, Mark, and that big news tonight, back to that Category 3, which does classify it as a major hurricane, really because the eye of the storm is still so well structured as it continues to spin about 100 miles or so off of the Georgia and South Carolina coastline. So some of those mid-rain bands already into Georgia and South Carolina, but thankfully not the eye wall itself, where those strongest winds up to 115 miles per hour are currently churning over the Atlantic Ocean, but not too far away from the coast, and it does steer closer towards the Carolinas both tomorrow and Friday. So areas from Charleston to Myrtle Beach expecting the worst of the storm surge. Anyone that lives anywhere near the shoreline or any waterways may experience up to 8 feet of storm surge with Dorian in the next 24 hours, and that's why hurricane warnings in effect all the way through North Carolina and even some tropical storm watches into Maryland as that wind field will just churn up the mid-Atlantic coast. So that's the latest on Dorian. Just a quick look at our weather for this evening. Temperatures in the mid-60s right now, but expecting a hot day for tomorrow with highs in the 90s. But rain and cooler weather is expected in the coming days beyond tomorrow. So we'll look at that in your full forecast.